Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. D.L. Hughley with us. He's going to be at Gotham Comedy Club this weekend and start his own syndicated radio show coming up soon. Now, you're going to do that solo? You got a partner?
I have a partner, Steve Wilson, talented cat out of Buffalo. And he's going to do it. He's going to be my sidekick, and we have to get a broad.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah, we got to get a chick.
Who are you going to get?
Why not?
It's
Are you
a couple of people.
perusing the chicks?
Yeah. It's really weird because it's like
You got to get a broad.
you got to have to have a broad.
Yeah.
Because, so we'll be making a decision. I feel like The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Instead
That's
of
a
a
fun-
rose, you get a contract.
That's a fun decision to make.
Yeah,
it
that
is.
is kind of a neat decision. Do you have any, like, I don't know, how do you go about finding the lady?
it's-
On air?
Yeah, right. It's really weird because it's not an on-air process. It's just meeting them at restaurants and deciding, which one I think I could stand for.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a 4-hour show?
Yeah,
Mornings?
in the afternoon,
Oh, okay, good. All right. Yeah.
which is cool because I'll be fine. I just gotta grow up.
Yeah.
I gotta stop drinking and smoking weed. I literally know I have to do it, and I got to. I have to be.
If you could get away, though, and make money, like you're very successful, you function, your family seems to like you.
Thank you, Artie.
I mean, why not? I'm the guy
Artie
to,
Lange said I could keep doing it.
I'm the guy to get advice from. Keep smoking weed.
Chick Center closed, but Artie Lange Center is open now.
No, I'm big enough to admit I don't think I could keep doing it. You seem to have it together.
Yeah, man. It's just.
Do you not have it together
Yeah, I do.
secretly?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
I only see that people don't run from me. Like, I don't, it's like, but I feel such a juvenile, like sitting in an apartment smoking weed and like.
It does make you feel
like a
yeah,
kid.
Yeah, it's true.
Like my daughter comes, like she broke up with her boyfriend, so she's coming to spend time with me.
You have a 26-year-old kid?
Yeah, I've been married it'll be 28 years in February.
I look like your uncle.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Black literally doesn't crack, but I bet I would take a few more wrinkles for a higher FICO score. I swear to God. I'd rather be a
Wouldn't we
wrinkled
all-
old guy in a Rolls Royce.
Wouldn't we all?
Look at that. He looks like Spam, but he's getting into a Rolls Royce.
Now, you sure you have a good relationship with your 26-year-old daughter?
I have a great relationship. Well,
Yeah.
she went to Smith College.
Wow, yeah.
She is the press secretary for Jack Down Housing Urban
Oh, no
Development
kidding.
HUD.
So she's very political, too.
She's very political.
Yeah.
She broke up with her boyfriend, and she's very sad, and it's costing me money. I'm like, you have to get a dude. This sadness is expensive.
Expensive, yeah, big.
But it's just I
Does
think
she go to therapy for the sadness?
I think she goes. Well, yeah, I'm sure she does. I think
Right.
that's what everybody does. But the thing about it is, daughters have to, especially for black women. Black women have so few are ever cherished, like get to be cherished.
Right.
Like I just want them to know that I love them and I'll do anything for them.
Right.
And they take it and run with it. They're abusive. And they,
Yeah.
and I don't like them, and I want her to get back with them, even though I don't like them. I don't.
Wait, have you not liked anybody she's been with? Has she been with the same guy for a long time?
No, it's always a different dude. Like she's conscientious and beautiful. My son, he has a Krav Maga expert, and he has Asperger's, so that's a little
Right.
weird.
Okay. Yeah.
So he like it's like Rain Man who's deadly though. Like like Rain Man who can do a roundhouse kick.
Yeah.
Like that's it. And my youngest daughter is my youngest daughter. That's her job. That's what she
Right.
does. And
How old is she?
she's 22, and so it's.
Jeez.
But I know one of them is going to marry a white woman. I know my son will probably be the one who marries a white, and I'll.
Why do you say that?
I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. He'll be the one who marries a white one, and I will have white grandkids, and I wonder if I'll treat them differently.
Yeah, I think. Is that something you think about? Is that something you think about?
I actually do think about that. I'm like, when I treat them, don't call me Papa, call me Mr. Hughley. No, but their experiences are so different than mine that it's just, I don't, like, my wife is like a incredibly Christian woman,
Right.
and I think.
Are you high school sweethearts or something?
Yeah, no, well, I was. She's a little bit older than me, but I always liked her. But she's very, like, we had this argument one time, And I said, I'm not sure God likes us. I'm like, you can't have Haiti and Detroit. Like, that's not like, there has to be some place where we great at. And we argue about stuff that is like, she believes in, I believe that I've seen God's hand in my life. I just don't want to pay 10% for it.
Right. No, I hear you.
Like, I have an agent for that.
Yeah, no kidding. I know. Like, why should you have to?
Right. God know where I live. He can come pick it up.
Right.
Yeah. So it's
God shouldn't charge.
Right. It's free. What is he, Blue Cross? Arose you from the dead. Now where's your copayment?
But he does charge.
Who are you?
He does charge. Look at the Vatican. Clearly, he charges.
Man, how that people like that kind of religious hierarchy really makes me laugh.
It makes no sense.
It really does. Like, these dudes.
It's such obvious hypocrisy.
It really is.
It's like, how do you get away with it for years and years and years?
The smoke coming from the Vatican wasn't them letting us know we got a new pope. They were burning documents. Like, hurry up, that cross won't keep that SWAT team out. How do you?
No kidding. Yeah. Probably. Again, look, basically what they said to the priest for the longest time was, when you get done banging every kid in Pittsburgh, let us know. We'll move you to Boston.
Right.
They get away with that. They get away with.
Hey, you can't take a shower in the holy water after you finish your thing. And it's every kind of thing that gets in trouble and they need an image makeover. Right. They get a black guy or a Latin guy.
Right.
Like, the United States got Barack Obama, and the Catholic religion.
They went South America.
Yeah, they got because when stuff goes bad, nobody cleans up better than a black and a Mexican guy. No.
They look so nice.
Right. Ooh, clean up, man. Come fix it. So it's just hypocrisy.
No, it's craziness. I mean, if you sold the shoes, they bury a pope and you could feed 4 countries.
And how does the pope resign? Like he works at TSA.
Well,
February 28th is going to be my last day. You can have my hat and my pointy shoes.
I know, this guy was like, I think that guy's probably insanely Alzheimer's ridden, probably.
Right.
Wouldn't you think? I mean, it probably got to the point where he just can't go out in public anymore. So they had to figure out it. But it's surprising
in
that
700 years? Like
that never happened before.
700 years.
I know, yeah. That's weird.
700 years, you all of a sudden, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, the best job.
Well, back during the Renaissance, who knows? Maybe some of them were killed. Who knows what was going on back then?
Right. I just like with the hat. And then like, the Pope's on the plane. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, you could be, I don't care if gays. You could be gay.
Right. This guy's getting fine with it. He's like,
Yeah, well, really, in sports, who cares who a guy has sex with?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's
to
like,
waste your time thinking about it. So it really is like.
Like, sports correct me. Like, Jason Collins, when he came out, everybody was like, I was glad that we have evolved as a country.
Sure.
But I was really glad he played for the Washington Wizards, not the Packers, the Browns, or the Rams. That would have been. That would have been hard to take. You could not watch the gay Packers.
No, you're right. You're right. Forget about it.
You couldn't have watched it.
Well, think about the opposing team. Like, the first time a guy in the Packers came out as being gay, and he, makes a fumble on the road.
My God.
It's what the fans are going to say. That's why it's hard for a guy to come out. It's what those fans are going to say, because they don't have to be abided by anything. They're just going nuts.
I never got why, and honestly, I think that you should be able to live your life however you want to, and if you want to, like, I remember I'm in South Carolina, and I think if you want to make the country a lot better place, sell the South. I mean, sell it. You can sell South Carolina, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, and Tennessee, and because they like the slow kid in the class that drags the curb down.
It seems like that's always the case.
I mean, listen.
It does seem like we're making up for that.
If we didn't have them, we could sell them to China. They buy everything American. Like we got to keep Texas for their white women and their oil. But but if we need hatred, we can get it fresh from them. But
the white women and black gold.
I was in South Carolina, and this guy was railing on about how gay sex is a sin. And I was like, gay sex didn't make God's top 7 sins. Like, he hated gluttony and greed a lot more. And I never seen nobody try to ban second helpers. Like the fattest people I know is at church. Like if your body's supposed to be a temple, it ain't supposed to come with a drive-through. And if you want to stop gays from having sex, let them get married. Nobody has sex with their wife. That's dumb. It's gay to have sex with your wife.
If you're in show business.
If you were having sex with your wife, I'm pretty sure you could.
Yeah. Nowadays. Yeah, but that's what.
How bad am I gonna get it tomorrow? All of this. I won't be on the show tomorrow. Artie, it's Artie Lange. And we were drinking in the lobby. I just think everybody should know.
I'll take the hit, man. I'll take the hit. I'm durable with that stuff.
Right.
Hey, I want to talk to Hansy. Wants to talk to D.L. Hughley.
Hansy
in Canada.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Oh, I gotta put on the headset.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, my Canadian brother. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Hey, Hansy.
What's going on? I wanted to, the race topic is an interesting one because I always feel like now you hear more white people going, "Oh, my freedoms are being taken."
I can't hear him at all.
You can't hear me. Try your volume.
Wait, hang on, Hansy.
Hello?
Okay.
Maxed out.
Hello?
Okay, I got you.
You got him? All right. Go ahead, Hans. Go ahead.
Yeah, this whole race issue. Do you find that more and more white people are coming out and going, "Oh, my freedoms are being taken away. I can't say anything," when I think the establishment plans this stuff out. So like if like a white person gets in trouble, it'll be like, "Oh, look, a white person can't say anything." But like they don't mention like the million other things that brown and black people get their freedoms taken away. Like no
Hansy is
one ever
Pakistani, but
I don't really. I wish there was a white Jesse Jackson I could talk to about this. I really do.
You're
but
right.
I think that people. It's just like when you do anything and you've heard about it so long, and it's so daunting a task that you just don't want to discuss it anymore.
Right.
I think that people have just gotten to the point where we got you a black president and you got superstars and you make
enough already.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
I think that's it. I think they
What
took
else
the
do you
time.
want?
But see, my whole thing is like these white dudes who come across edgy because they want to bring up the race issue, but they'll never bring up how like black people or brown people are getting locked up in privatized prisons, and like, there's modern day slavery going on. But a white dude loses his freedom of saying the N-word. Oh my God, what they call black people have it all good. Like I just hate that. I think
But I think the premise is basically flawed. I think that everybody, regardless of, honestly, I believe that the problem isn't who says what. It's that everybody should be allowed to say whatever they want to say, and that the market or whatever else should decide if they keep their job. I'm so tired of people losing their job for saying what they mean, and then they have to apologize, and then the apology is not sincere enough, and then they have to re-apologize.
Right, they get fired for the honesty and rehired for the lie.
Right, and it's just
it doesn't make any sense.
And I think that that's what's galling. It's galling to have people not be like. It's not even that people want to change what you say; it's they want to change what you think. Like you can't have a thought. You can't have a thought police. Like how could you think that?
Yeah.
It's your thoughts are. You don't even. You ever thought something really messed up and you go, where did that come from? And then you go, where can I find her? Like, so.
No, it doesn't make any sense for some committee or some self-appointed people to have the power to fire somebody. The marketplace should do it.
Really, if I didn't get why Paula Deen lost her job. I don't watch it. I think her cookbook hurt a lot more black people than her words ever did.
True, you're right.
I'd rather have a redneck call me the N-word than the doctor tell me I need a heart transplant.
Don't you guys think that stuff is kind of planned out? Like for example, Paula Deen was going to retire anyways, but the establishment's like, we can make money off this and get controversy. So say the N-word, and then it'll make it seem like for example, everyone's going crazy about no one became a conspiracy theorist until Obama became a president. You know what I mean? Like people are planning out the bad system for the longest time, but now all of a sudden middle America. White people are now waking up going, okay, well, now Obama's
honestly, I come from a group of people that believe in conspiracies to the nth. I mean, we believe that you have to have the right ticket, because if you don't go to the ticket, if the movie ticket is not right, then they're cheating. And so it's a weird thing. I think that people Now we've clearly regressed. If you watch the shows that we grew up watching,
Right.
you could never do that now not because we've changed, but because our tolerance for hearing the truth has.
Oh, definitely.
And so
yeah,
I
Shirley
just-
All in the Family, or like,
Right. You could never do that.
Right, it's true. Not even close.
And so it's just, I think people, and the things that people get upset about, and maybe, I certainly don't pretend like I have all the answers, but the things that people get upset about are just silly and innocuous, and I don't get why everybody's so mad.
Right, and then it's a waste of time talking about it. Like you said, like the gay marriage thing. It's like, really, it's that big of a deal? Who does care? We got to get on to bigger things,
It's
like Trayvon Martin,
right.
or something like that. I mean, that's it. That you should be talking about.
People, we're not clearly the country like we were. Like, I remember I was talking to, we just have this self-inflated image that isn't true with the way the rest of the world sees us. Like,
Right.
when is the last time you went, like, you look at all the jobs we used to do that we very rarely do anymore.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you saw an American doctor? American doctors are on TV shows. like my doctor's always smell like curry. I'm like,
Right, 'cause you're right, that's true. Because all Americans want to be stars.
Right.
Right.
Man,
I'm a doctor. How can I be famous for this?
is this your last name or the stuff I'm being diagnosed with? So we're not what we were.
No way, man.
And we have
a whole
all
different
this-
ideal system.
Right, and we have all this time instead of like kind of evolving. Like, you can't do, like, you were an athlete, right? You are an athlete, because an athlete would never say he was. But you can't do what you were. You do what
absolutely
you.
not.
But what you've done is segued into other things that it'll never be the same, but that kind of give you the same kind of satisfaction.
Right.
We
Yeah.
don't do that anymore.
Right.
We have to be the best, the biggest, the baddest.
Sure.
And a black man, like, getting back to Hansy's point, is not the symbol of that. He's not. Anytime there's a leadership position, they can't equate leadership with a black man. They just can't see it that way. Like, they can say, I live with black people, I work with white people, that means I'm not racist, but let a black guy be a boss, and that's a whole different thing.
As much as some even so-called white liberals would love to say it, there would be I agree with you, certain resentments that would come up eventually that would go like, what are you telling me? What
Right.
to do? Like, and as much as you say that wouldn't be the case, it would be. Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's so true. I heard Charles Grodin, he had a show, and he was talking about how he went to a Knicks game. It was years ago, and I'll never forget this. He said, I went to a Knicks game, and all the players were black, and I never batted an eye. And I thought, wow, how far I've come. And then I said, if you'd have left the court and went to a board meeting where all those guys were black, you'd have noticed that.
That's a different story.
Like, I notice when I have a black pilot. I do. I swear to God, when it's only happened 3 times and I flew 5 million miles. But I notice when I have a black. I notice when I have a woman pilot. I notice when things don't look like I'm used to seeing.
The people who say they don't, I think, are being dishonest to a certain. I mean, like, I'd love to be that enlightened, not to notice, that like you say, a woman pilot. Or it's a matter of how you react to it,
Right.
Which makes you the
Like, I don't
type
go
of
to
person.
sleep when a woman's flying. I don't. I'm just telling you. You can get mad at me.
I'm
But
fine with it.
I'm like, what if we at the parallel park? What was there?
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be messed up. When a woman pilot is flying, I'm like, oh no. You never know when I have to what? What exactly am
Well,
I
I was
gonna
just trying to make
do?
sure there's a guy co-pilot at least. When stuff gets out of hand.
That's so horrible that I'm saying that. But it's true.
That's honest. All right, we got to take a break. Armin, stick around. I want to get to you in a little bit, Armin, Long Island, so we got to take another break.
I'm sorry,
We'll be
I
right
took
back
all
with
the
DL Hughley. Hey, thanks to French Quarters Guest Apartments for being our New York City hotel. Let them be your headquarters in New York City. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next stay. Armin, Long Island, you're on with DL Hughley. Arm.
Oh, DL Hughley on the phone. Are you there? I have always loved DL. He's the only guy on TV I know that can talk to, like, Rick Ross and Ann Coulter in the same inflection.
And if they stood together, they look like the number 10.
And slay them both. I mean that. I got 2 things with DL. First of all, DL was one half of the best prank call in history. When Gary Delabate pranked you and talked Ebonics to you. I want to thank you for teaching me the word chicken head and shorty. I didn't know what shorty meant at that time. This is like way back.
That was great. The the way you went along with that was hilarious.
I mean, the DL just rolled with it. It was like there was no and that opened it up. And I wanted DL. I don't want to open up another can of worms, but you hate Dennis Miller. And
I want to fight Dennis Miller.
A lot of people.
What happened? What is?
I think Dennis Miller is a smart. One time, I told a joke about Don Imus. Dennis Miller called me. You're a funny guy. You don't have to steal my jokes. I'm like, where the hell would I ever see a Dennis Miller joke?
Stole you. You said he stole you. You stole a joke about Don Imus?
Don Imus. Right. Like, Don Imus looked like where would I ever see you at? Like, he's black. He's black people's kryptonite. Like,
when did he do that?
This was right after the Don Imus thing.
Okay.
And then he called and said, and he just hung up, and I called him back to kind of, talk to him, and he wouldn't hang up the phone. He wouldn't answer the phone, which enraged me. So not only do you make an allegation, but then you don't even, discuss it. You just and I really want to fight him. I really do. I want to beat the hell out of this.
Artie,
I hate him.
Artie, the joke was Imus looks like a werewolf who is too lazy to officially complete the transformation and stopped halfway in between.
Right.
Now, a lot of people, and I think,
joke.
And I think
I didn't say it quite like that. But yeah, it looked like.
And I think DL was the first one to say it. But it was like when Colin Powell, Bush, and Cheney were running together, and every comedian did the Bush, Dick, and Colin joke at the same time. So you couldn't possibly. DL. The funniest thing DL said was.
Yeah, but that's a more original line than that. The werewolf line's a more original line than the.
But he does look like that. He does.
No, I'm saying it's a better joke. It's a better joke.
The funniest thing DL said, DL described Dennis as this: I'm going to kick the S out of that thesaurus humping mother F, the kangaroo mother effer. And by kangaroo, he meant, you know how when Dennis does a monologue, he sticks his hands in his front pocket to sort of complete the
like a wallaby,
like a kangaroo. It's the greatest description I've ever. But what do you guys do? You think Dennis not sold out, but he could not compete with other liberal comedians, so he deliberately went right politically just because there was no market for that. You know what I mean? Like, he just saw, it was almost like he always wanted to hang out at the jock lunch table, like Monday Night Football, and let me perform for Bush, and this will be my way to do that.
I always felt like that, but I don't know that. I could never, tell somebody.
I don't think so. I think after 9/11, he really had an epiphany where he went the other way, where he wanted blood, like a lot of people in the country, and became more right wing. I wouldn't go that far, no.
I'm with Hansy and Dog Saloon on that. I was deliberate move, but I think, Artie, what was that story you told? You told a great story about him on the set of his show. You knew a cameraman from either Mad TV or the Norm Show that hated him. He treated the staff like crap.
Right.
And it was the last show, and the guy blasted off on him in front of a live crowd. How did that go again? You told a great story, and I can't remember.
Well, when Dennis had his Paramount show, the syndicated show, and I worked with a guy on Mad TV who was a cameraman on that show, and Dennis didn't know anybody's name on the show, and blah, blah, and the staff and everything. And, I forget exactly what the guy said, but the cameraman blew up at him and got like a standing ovation from the whole crew.
Yeah, because everybody hates.
Yeah, well, I mean, in that context. So this is an ongoing feud then?
No, it's not a feud. He would never. I did it on Howard Stern in November when I was doing my book too.
So most recently there was.
And then after that, Bill O'Reilly had me on the show.
Okay.
And I thought Dennis Miller would be there because.
Oh right, yeah, because they do right, exactly.
I literally, out of all the, I despise. Like when I tell you, I hate him.
Wow.
like literally, like I hate him so bad. I actually get a hard on hating him. You ever hated somebody that bad where you go,
God,
wow, yeah. I got a little Woody right now. Right now, look at the table's levitating. I hate him.
I think every comedian has hated
it's
somebody.
Just like I really I hate him so much.
All right. Well, listen, man.
That's so horrible.
I wish you nothing but the best, man. You got Gotham coming up this weekend, and with the syndicated radio show, man. I can't wait to listen.
Thank you, man, and thank you for having me, man. I'm sorry I dominated.
No, dude, are you kidding me?
That was great.
This was fantastic. Come back anytime.
Thank you, man.
And so check out DL Hughley, Gotham Comedy Club this weekend, and his syndication. When does it start again? You think
it starts soft lunch?
Soft lunch.
August 12th, hard lunch with Dennis Miller there. August 19th.
All right, we'll be right back. And thanks, DL.
Thank
the
you.
Artie Lange Show.